right, good morning, cyber traders. Happy Tuesday, 9 o'clock this morning. It is the 27th of January. Good to see you all, everyone. Welcome back. Fraz, good to see you. Margaret, Lawrence, everybody. Welcome on social media. So we got a couple of little greens going on in the market. I did a couple of videos yesterday. We actually had a really good weekend. Some of the overnights did work out for us, but as always, they're always done into design. I want to touch upon about the Chipotle, the silver trade. I did two videos yesterday. I don't know if anyone had a chance to go to our channel. Let me bring it up really quick right here. So there are two videos I just posted. There you could see them right here. One was on the silver right here, and one was the profit taking on silver. So I did another one on copper. I'm really hawking copper right now because I think copper could be the next move for what I could see. So I would keep, we'll talk about that a little bit more in the trading floor and so on after seeing that big rally. We are getting a couple of really nice moves here in pre-market too, like this IVF. There's a couple of nice orders. Stock is already up about 70%. Started around 8:30 this morning. I know some of you here have looked at it, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. But let's talk about what's happening. The big news this morning, obviously, this is a really big earnings week. And we did post up the earnings up here. Where is it? Where am I? Here we go. So here's our earnings that we have right here. And a couple of companies are starting to come out with it. Tesla is going to be the big one tomorrow after the close. But we had RTX, so we got some military stocks. We got some airlines. What else that we had that's pretty good? Starbucks really not big. IBM really no one really trade that too much. But Apple's a big one. The credit card companies are big. Nasdaq's big. Royal Caribbean. So a lot of the airlines and also the the cruise ships are going to be happening. So it's a pretty big week on earnings. I want to check out some of them, see how they worked out. Let me move this back up here. And I want to talk about some of the stocks, but we had this one, RTX, just basically had a really nice move on their earnings in pre-market. So we've been a big fan with military stocks. They've done well. GM also had their earnings this morning. It looks like they're hovering right around the highs themselves. UPS had earnings, but not really too great right there. United Healthcare had earnings. Okay. That one got crushed. Now, this is a good one. Didn't we post one of the congressmen that was on the board said he sold 500,000 of his shares yesterday? What a coincidence, right? It didn't really go too much yesterday, but we did post that link. One of the students did that, and that was great. And you know what? What a fabulous short that was. Listen, we talked about it. I told you a funny story yesterday. Over the weekend, I met some, we had a soiree for the parents of my son's coaching class. And a lot of them, like I told you, I live in a town where some of the biggest traders, biggest institutions, hedge fund guys work, and they're not allowed to even buy and sell stocks. They wish they could. They can't because insider trading. And I'm like, listen, you can't, but Congress can. So we had a little fun conversation with that. And that I guess it makes sense with United Healthcare. But anyway, let's go on the watch list because that is not looking too well right now. So put United Healthcare there. I think a lot's going to have to do it too because I know Congress and President Trump are trying to change. They're fighting. There's a big fight in Congress right now about the subsidies on healthcare. And right now that they give it to them to do it for you. And I think Trump wants to pull it away from the healthcare and give it to the people to say, hey, you know what? Why don't you go out there? We'll give you the money to subsidies and you go pick your insurance instead of giving it to the insurance company and let them tell you, and you got to sign up with them. So I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it. But anyway, pretty good run right there. So a couple other stocks also. We had Northrop Grumman had also earnings. They're down. They're not looking too good. But some of the military stocks we've been watching, obviously a lot of them were this morning. But tomorrow we got ASML, we got AT&T. We got a lot of really good stocks this week. Anyway, all right, so good earnings week. And let's go over what we traded yesterday, though. There was a couple of good stock. We did really well yesterday. Yesterday was a really fun day. So let me bring it up. So we had silver. Silver maxed out right here, right around 106. It came all the way down to about $92. It gapped up again today. If you watched my video, I did say I'm still interested buying it back. It does a little bit of a retrace right here. It all depends on how does it trade. Is it going to, I'm still a buyer. I just wanted to cash out. A lot of us do own it right around here, around 62, 68. It went up way, way, way fast. But silver is still on our watch list. I'm going to put it back on here, SLV. All right. And what else we had? A couple other stocks. PSLV was another one that trades side by side with that. We had Apple. That Apple's just really coming back a little bit. I don't know if anyone here was a fan of Apple, but Apple hit a major support level back in October. In the past 2 days, it's starting to move up pretty well. So Apple, going to put that back on the watch list, AAPL. That was a good one yesterday. A little bit on the expensive side. USAR, okay, I sold it. I got out. After that news over the weekend, I was so pissed. I thought that I was trying to get out after hours. I couldn't do it. It ran all the way. It was all the way up to these prices up here at 638. I'm like, oh my God. So I had about 2,000 shares of it. That was like an extra 20 grand. And I could close out. So I got out right here at the open. I got out right around here, around $30, 29. I didn't want to break it. And you could see it came all the way back down. I'm still a fan of it on the news. U.S. government basically jumped in and put about $1.5 billion into buying into it. We all know about rare earth. So I'm going to still put that on the watch list. I'm not going to put it on today's watch list, but it is going to be on the watch list on the right. That one was fun. What else we had? Kit was also, what a nice cheap stock that was yesterday, right? Wasn't that fun? Dollar stock went all the way to about $1.30. It was a level one stock. Everyone could afford to trade it. That was awesome. ZM, is that Zoom? I think that's Zoom. Zoom's obviously moved. Zoom's on a big move lately. Wow. So Zoom, that was a pretty good stock right there. That's the technology that we use. I was actually, believe it or not, I was one of their first customers of Zoom. But that's what we use for the webinars that we use. Very popular platform. So they did pretty well. They took a very big beating. They made a killing during COVID. MBAI was also another one who traded yesterday. That went from $2 to $4. That was fun. RKLZ was another good mover we had yesterday. IONZ was also a really nice one yesterday. That one ran from 16 to 20. And then we had a shitload of shorts yesterday. A lot of good shorts. Tesla, I'm glad I got out of that one. I'm still, let's see how it trades and holds. Intel, another nice short. It's making a little bit of comeback this morning. OKLO. I made a killing on OKLO. Thank God I got out of that one. You could see that's why. Remember, the big thing that people have to learn is entries and exits. A couple of more. I just want to hit on the short side. IONQ was a good short. That one ran from 50 down to 40. RKLB was a nice short we had yesterday. Rocket Labs, that went from 80 down to 81. LPTH was a good one that was on our list yesterday on the short, 12 to 10. And one more, I just want to hit this last one, TMC. All right. So that was also a good short. Okay, so that's what you missed yesterday, but don't worry about today. We got a bunch of new stocks, everybody. A lot of new stocks are in the watch list. I want to start off with this one, NUWE. So this one right here is having a really good move this morning also. A lot of sellers I'm seeing somewhere right around the $5.50 to $6. You could see it here in pre-market. You could see here on the level 4. So there we are right there. So we got to break through that. That's about $1 away. So that one's going on the watch list. NUWE. We also have this stock. We already talked about this one, the IVF. It is consolidating here. You can see here, you can see the big orders out there. A lot of green balls, which means a lot of transactions on the ask. Not really too pretty on the order wise though, but it is trading some crazy volume. 28 million shares. We're going to put that on our watch list. CYN had a big run up and came crashing down, but Good volume, good spread, 60 million shares. CYN, that one's going on it. GNTA, we traded the stock in the past. It looks like it gapped up, it came back down. And no, not interested in that one. NAMM was a good one yesterday, and it's moving up. I'm going to put this back on the watch list. NAMM, that was a really, really nice one yesterday. This one looks pretty good too. NTLA. The only issue with this one is the spread's pretty big, which is kind of dangerous and does look like a gap fill. All right. BZAI, good volume, 19%. BZAI, nice spread. What else we got here? That one's trending down. RR, we trade this stock many of times. RR has been a really good stock too. Fun stock, good spread. Look at the spread right there. 19, looks like it just had some, I don't know if that must be earnings that made a big pop right there, but looks like 8 o'clock time frame. That one looks really nice. Nice trade, nice blend. Losers, anything there on the losers? We all know about BNAI. BNAI. Some of the students here made a killing on BANI, right? Look at that stock. We've been trading that stock since Friday. The stock was all the way down here around 11, went all the way to $60, came back down to 30, back up to 60. That was a fun stock. We're not trading it anymore. We're not putting this on a watch list. Let the suckers out there go out there and play around with it. We're done with that one. That's the leverage on United Healthcare. We already know about that one. New York Stock Exchange. I didn't know if I saw anything good. Maybe something just popped up recently. I didn't see anything that was good there. This one's moving up pretty nicely. RDW, good trend, holding up pretty strong right there. And that pretty much does it. All right. Microsoft announced made a deal with RR to use for its robotic products. All right. Well, that's the news on that. Thank you very much, Genevieve. So there's your breaking news on that. Long as it holds here, we'll play around with it, but looks pretty strong right there. All right. RWD has a new defense contract. RDW. That's the news on Redwire. All right. Nice little trend on Redwire. It's been on a pretty good move. It looks like it's a gap fill here. Might test these highs here at 1470. So we're almost there. All right, traders. So before we go, last minute, remember, you got class this week. I hope you guys enjoyed Traders Talk yesterday. I'm going to be doing an open house tomorrow, and I'm going to be in Toronto on Thursday. As I always said, we're going to be, hopefully everybody registered for that. That's the link right there. If you have not registered, I'm doing a very exclusive event with Mumu, very well-known online brokerage firm. One thing I really like about Mumu a lot, just to let you know, is they have level 3. So if you like NASDAQ Book Viewer, you're going to definitely like the presentation I'm going to do with them on Thursday. You don't have to come on site. You can do it online. Just click on it, register it. But we really recommend you to be there. Especially, it's always great to see faces one-on-one. All right. And in the meantime, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Me, Josh, and Rich will be right back. If you're watching on social media, look forward to seeing you. If you want to come join our trading floor, just here's the link right there. Just scan that QR code and we'll be happy to join us. Cyber traders, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Can't wait to see you, Genevieve. You're more than welcome. All right, everybody. Me, Josh, Rich will be back. Let's go. Let's get ready for the open. Good luck today in trading. Don't go anywhere.